And we are live and in person. We have the one, the only Raul Madblood over on this side. Yeah. And we have myself, of course, the one, the only, the Ginger, the Ninja. Ginger Ninja JK. And yeah, this is just another one of my Friday night streams where we just talk, discuss movies, and have a good time. So yeah, how's things in the world of the Mad Blood?
They're doing great. I'm busier than I know what to do. I'm like a one-legged man at an ass kicking, as my dad used to say.
That's a good one.
Trying
I
to
like that.
trying to edit and get things done. But yeah, things are great. It's Halloween. It's everything, man.
Yeah. Halloween time doesn't get much spookier than Halloween time, and yeah, I don't know. It's got my red light glowing here. You can't really see it because of the video saw background I've got going, but just getting me in the mood for a little bit of spookiness. Been going through all those spooky movies through this month and Simpsons. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. But yeah, we've also got I can't imagine it's been too fun. I mean, it's getting tough. Getting through those Simpsons ones, you notice a severe decline in the quality of the stories. It's scary. Like I know. I love the Simpsons. Don't get me wrong. We grew up on them, but you do feel it. Like you feel that decline in. Just I don't know if it's a writing or if it's but they feel rushed.
Yeah, it has to be the writing.
Yeah.
I guess even a bad Simpsons is still pretty good.
Well, you would think, however, it's not. Well, actually, I guess it depends on what you compare it to. Like if you look at some of the other animated shows out there, even a bad Simpsons is still pretty good.
Yeah.
So DMC Campbell just saw Smile 2 today.
Yo, DMC.
So let's find out how he thinks it was. Just ask him in the chat. We've got
I can't join the chat again.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is that in StreamYard? Like
it must be. It must because I'm signed into everything, but it must be a StreamYard thing.
Okay. Because I know if you had, well, I mean, because you commented first, I'm assuming you did that through YouTube.
Oh no, the first. Yeah, I did that. I did that ages ago. Yeah, that was YouTube.
Yeah. So I mean, if you open up a second screen with YouTube on, you'll be able to comment there if you want to. Otherwise,
if my internet can handle it, that's the only question.
Wow. Yeah, you've got to worry about computer as well. So I'm lucky. I've got, work's generous, and I've got a laptop with YouTube running over here, and then I've got StreamYard running on my own personal laptop over here. So, but don't tell them, otherwise they might take away that laptop and make me work on my personal one. They won't. We don't know that. That's right. Yeah. So, other than that, I mean, it's like I said, spooky season, movies. Is there anything you've been watching recently that you haven't reviewed on your channel as of yet, or that you can mention?
I would like to mention one thing, and I have talked to you between us about it. I don't like modern movies. I'm like the grumpy old man. The late 90s is kind of when I stopped. But I watched, and I have been. We got it teed up to review together later on.
Mm-hmm.
The Northman, Nicole Kidman, and I can't remember the other people, but it blew me away because it was that damn good. I was impressed. I was just mesmerized. So they can still make good movies if they want to. Believe me, that's a big statement for me to make.
Well, I think that was an A24 film, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
I think. But because like when you mentioned it to me, I'm like, yeah, okay. Looked at the trailer. I'd seen the trailer before, and I'm like, why have I not watched this yet? And I just can't put my finger on why I haven't watched it yet. Apart from it being, I thought it was like it's a 2-hour movie. I thought it was 3 hours, so that could be the reason why. I just don't have the time or the, what's the other word I'm looking for? I don't have the time or the attention span.
There you go.
For anything, like I struggle with with an hour and a half movie. I get through it, but 2 hours, no, that's pushing it.
Yeah.
I watched one last night, which was an hour and 54 minutes, and I'm like, I'm the old man thinking, oh, this is past my bedtime. And I'm usually not in bed until like midnight. And this was 10:30 at night. It's like, oh, am I going to get through this?
I'll be interested to see if you feel that for the Northman, though, because it sucks you in. It really does.
Nice. I mean, it's got a great cast. Like you mentioned, Nicole Kidman. It's Alexander Skarsgård, who's brilliant in everything. Like that whole family is just like the gene pool is just talented there.
Yep.
Yeah. Bill Skarsgård. Pennywise, Boy Kills World, The Crow. Unfortunately, he was in Castle Rock, the first season of that as well, and he was amazing in that. So yeah, like Alexander Skarsgård was in True Blood. That show, that was one of the most brutally bloody, violent vampire movies or TV shows that I had seen in a long time. And I think that was HBO, so they could show more.
Right. Was that the one where vampires were buying like bottled blood in the convenience stores?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay,
I've got a quick little review from Mr. Campbell. It was okay, 4 or 5 out of 10. Well, that's very middle of the road. Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. What did you think of the first one, though, DMC? What do you think of the first one, if you don't mind me asking, comparatively speaking to the second one? And while you answer that, we have our next guest coming in. We have the one, the only, the Agoraphobe.
Cool, Keith.
Isn't everybody glad? I'm not sure the world can handle more than one. You know what I mean?
How's it going, man?
Oh, all right, man. Sorry, I'm so late. I was trying to get my light together, and for some reason, this light won't work plugged into this strip, but everything else will. Yet, if I plug it into this strip, the old one, it works right away. I don't know.
Yeah, what's technology?
So,
I'm with you. I've had technical difficulties as well.
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Well, for me, it's like 4:18. What time is it there? Like 6?
6:18 for me.
Yeah, because you guys are 10 hours. You guys are 10 hours behind.
Yeah.
You got that Aussie time down, Keith.
Yeah. Well, I've been streaming and talking with Ninja so long, man, that I mean, we've been friends for quite a while now. So I just kind of remembered that because we did Demons and Demons 2, and we've done Wolf Creek, and I mean, we've done quite a few things that, considering the time change, you know what I mean. So I just got used to it. I remember the important shit like that, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't remember anything. I'm terrible at that. I'm terrible.
Hey, I tell you what, I can't remember Al Pacino's name, but I can remember what time it is in Australia.
That's the important things, right?
It's like, The Godfather. It's got Marlon Brando and God damn it, that one guy. And somebody like Al Pacino. Do you guys ever forget that? It's like Superman. That one guy. What was his name? You know what I mean? Shit, but your brain, it's just not what it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then speaking of time zones, we've got DMC Campbell 2 hours ahead of me. So
Hey, what's going on,
all
Disney?
over. Yeah. So actually, Gore, you may be able to answer this. The Northman,
Oh yeah,
the film The Northman, is that A24?
yes, yes.
Nice.
Here, as a matter of fact, hang on just a second here, and
I know
I'll show you.
he's going to grab a cool
He's
edition.
gonna
I
get
know
it.
it. I know it.
Yeah. It's going to be
So
like
you-
covered in Viking runes and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Nah,
Blood dripping
it's-
off it.
it's just a pretty steel book.
Nice.
Yes. Now, Keith, I just asked you, Keith, because I watched it and I was blown away. What did you think of it?
I liked it. That's still because actually my 17-year-old, he absolutely loves Northman. He loves that kind of shit, man. He's a big D&D fan. Game of Thrones. He loves all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, because we're going to do a because I've never seen it. It's on my never seen list. So
Oh
I'm
wow!
I went out. I got it. I've got it on Blu-ray 4K. I'm gonna watch it, and then we're gonna do a live stream review of it, or however we want to do it. It's up to Roll how you want to do it. But yeah,
It's I thought it was gonna be like the storyline and everything goes. I mean, it's got some really cool twists and turns in it. You know what I mean? Some shit happens that you're not expecting, which is really cool, and it's got a great cast too. His mom's played by Nicole Kidman, isn't it? Isn't Kidman's mom? Yeah. And then his stepdad is who the fuck is it?
It's not Al Pacino.
Well, yeah, I knew that.
it could be. It could. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Look, I'm trying to think here. Damn it. Oh shit! It's fuck. What's his name from Sinister? God damn it! And Black Phone.
Ethan Hawke.
Yes, I do believe.
Okay. Oh, cool. I had no idea.
He's such an underrated actor, man. That dude could play anything. He can play a bad guy. He can play a good guy. He can play a pussy. He can play somebody who thinks he's tough. It don't matter.
Yeah, I watched The Black Phone just recently. First time watch and was blown away by it. Like his performance was just amazing. Like he played this evil, despicable character just perfectly. And the way he changed his inflections as he was, going through different characters was just, mind blowing. I remember him from, very, very early 80s, like in Explorers. And then nothing. And then all of a sudden he's in Reality Bites. And then, he's come a long ways.
Could act was Training Day. That's when I really realized that he is real. Because I think he was every bit as good as Denzel Washington, which won the Oscar that year. I thought Hulk was every bit as good, maybe even better.
Yeah, definitely. And just saying a big hello to Calico, Kelly from Calico Productions. Great channel. If you haven't, definitely recommend you check out the channel because it's just a lot of fun. There's some really great discussions on there. They just went through the Star Trek movies and TV shows. So if you're a fan of sci-fi horror, definitely recommend it.
I love the original Star Trek show, man. Fucking Leonard. I'm a huge Leonard Nimoy fan. In shows, I've got a great collection of that right here.
Oh, nice. Cool. Nice.
Here, hang on 1 minute, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, so Star Trek's an interesting one for me because I got into it later, and then went back after I'd seen the movies, and then went back and watched the TV show.
I think because you more grew up with V, didn't you, Ginger?
Oh yes, Yes, I loved V. It's
Do you own it?
yeah. No, I wish. I actually my part we did get it. We hired it out, and my partner started to watch it, and then we just stopped. I don't know why, but I mean, I could go back and watch it because that's got Mark Singer, Michael Ironside. It's got a great cast, but there is like going back and rewatching it. I'm watching. I'm like, I don't like that character. I do not like that character at all. And then the nice characters, you know. But then Michael Ironside comes in and he's kicking it. Yeah, it's great. And yeah, Dean said that I'm not spoiling anything for my latest haul. Like
Oh man, come on,
it'll
one
be out
hint.
next week. um,
So,
they're all Halloween related, horror related.
Nice.
Oh,
I came across this, figured I'd show it to you. This is something I don't think I've ever showed.
James
I've been
Dean, yeah.
I've been in kind of a James Dean thing here lately, in case you didn't notice by my upload.
Yeah.
James Dean and Natalie Wood. I love Natalie Wood too. She is brilliant in Rebel Out of College. That part, man, her dad is so fucking cool. I don't know if you've seen it, Ninja. I assume you have, Ron.
Which one? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
That part when she just wants to sit on his lap and she just wants to be his little girl again, and he's so mean about it and slaps her and shit, it just breaks your heart.
What do you think? What do you think about how she died? Do you think it was an accident?
Yeah, I don't think anybody killed her. Even though Christopher Walken does come off kind of, he's a shady seeming guy, you know what I mean? He just naturally seems like that. They may have been fucking around, but I think she just, even though she was afraid of the water, I think she was sick because they started arguing about it because Wagner was suspicious of it. They started arguing. They've been drinking. I think she said, fuck it, I'm getting away from here. Because where the yacht set was just a little bit off the pier and off the beach. And they had that little boat, whatever you call those little, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I think she went to get in that. She was too drunk. Just because someone's afraid of the water doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? If they get pissed off enough and defiant enough from being mad, they're going to try it anyway. She's going to hop in that boat just to get the fuck away from her. And I think that's what happened. She fell off and drowned.
I mean, I know they really loved each other, but that was a rocky 2 marriages they had.
Yeah. Well,
Big time.
yeah. I think Wagner's was kind of an ass too, man.
Never heard that before.
I think, well, from what I've heard, sorry, I took my breath back. I had to run outside real quick. I'm getting too old to run around like that. But from what I heard from him, he was kind of an ass. He was kind of a jealous ass in that marriage anyway. So that's always a formula for bad shit.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you. Sorry, Ninja.
No, that's all good, man. That's all good.
That's always a formula for a fucking
I'm always
marriage.
interested in those, possible true crime type things. There's a bit of mystery. It's that unsolved mysteries vibe about it. I love that stuff.
What's your
I remember. I don't have one. I don't have enough information to make an opinion. Although I will say Christopher Walken can be a little creepy.
Yeah.
He just naturally
I like him. Like just the way he comes across, the way he talks, the way he.
That's why he's such a great villain.
Yeah, but he makes a really good guy too.
Yeah.
Like
he's a strange.
I watched 7 Psychopaths recently, and I had never seen it before, and he was so good in that. It's really well done. Colin Farrell, Sam Rockwell, Christopher Walken. It's got an amazing cast. Definitely recommend it.
My favorite role is At Close Range with Sean Penn, where he plays Sean Penn's dad. He plays a great villain in that, man. He's fucking cold as fuck in that movie.
King of New York.
Part where he looks down
King of New York.
And he notices he's bleeding, and he's just looking at him, and Penn's got this gun, and he's like, You know, he's looking at him and he just knows Penn's going to blow his ass away.
Yeah, so two things. Terrifier 3, yeah, definitely recommend seeing it. It's good. And you say things filter down slowly in New Zealand. Come on, you're 2 hours ahead of Australia. You should have it already.
I watched Romulus.
But Roll, you mentioned King of New York. I love that movie. That is probably my all-time favorite Christopher Walken film. I used to have the poster for it with him standing over New York City. He has that gun. Oh. I watched it not too long ago, probably about a year and a bit ago. It's the first time I'd watched it in a long time.
Wow.
Still holds up to this day. And just
Yeah.
the hotel scene, the hotel room scene where he's partying with his old crew is just so well done. Like, yeah.
Such a great actor. You know, they mentioned a lot of the great actors, the great old actors that are still alive. They mentioned Pacino and De Niro and a lot of them. But a couple that I think that they should put in that category more often is Walken and Duvall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
They deserve to be in that category. Robert Duvall's brilliant too.
Absolutely. We can't mention Walken without his Kangaroo Jack role, where he had that awesome line. He couldn't make a cheese sandwich if you spotted him the pumpernickel and the provolone.
Uh-huh.
That was an awesome line.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Christopher Walken's just done so much, like
comedy too now. The last several years,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And, you know, they all do that. De Niro and all of them are doing shit a little lighter now. It's like they've gotten older and they just want to explore having a little bit of fun now. It seems like, you know what I mean. That's my opinion.
I mean, they've reached that age where they can just do whatever the hell they want. You know,
yeah,
they don't need to. Yeah, they don't need to make the movies that are going to get them awards. They can just rock up and like, give me money.
Yeah,
have fun. Like Welcome to Balls of Fury. Remember Balls of Fury?
Yeah.
Remember Welcome was in it probably 20 years ago, close to
it. You would not get that nowadays. Like, they won't play that nowadays. Oh, yeah. It's like Revenge of the Nerds. They'll never remake that.
Oh man.
What's the Walken film where he's wearing the cravat and Woody Harrelson's like, I don't want your fucking cravat, man.
That's Seven Psychopaths.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's Woody Harrelson's in it too. It's a good movie. It's a really
Woody's another one, man. That can do anything.
Yeah,
big time.
Well, he did the
Out of the furnace. Out of the furnace, he's ridiculously sinister, man. He's he's like this meth addict, meth dealer, and he's a badass. And it's also Christian Bale, and it's got let me see, Casey Affleck, which is a damn good actor too.
Yeah.
Well, Ben Affleck's isn't what people thought he was going to turn out to be. They thought he was just going to be this pretty boy that was famous, and he actually turned out to have some skill. Ben Affleck did. So did Matt Damon. For that matter.
Well, I mean, I think Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have been, on my radar for a long time. Like, I say that like I have any say about it, but Ben Affleck, like from the old days, like when he was in Kevin Smith movies, he's always had something about him, and he was that. They never took him seriously,
right?
But then all of a sudden, you look at Argo, The Accountant. These movies, like his role as Bruce Wayne, Batman. Yeah, like Gone Girl. That's another one. He's a solid actor, but it's funny because you mentioned all these old school actors like Pacino, De Niro, all these classics. I just don't see a lot of new ones getting that same feel, that same gravitas to them. Yeah, you can put in DiCaprio, Pitt, Affleck, Damon, all them, but I still see them as that middle of the range. Not the old school, they're the middle.
I always thought Josh Brolin, I think could reach that level. Ethan Hawke could reach that level.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Josh Brolin. What his dad couldn't do, he can do all of it. Because I mean, James Brolin was cool, you know, and Amityville Horror, The Car, you know, all these kind of movies, Night of the Juggler. But his son's a lot better than him. Josh is a lot better than his dad.
Yeah.
What about
I mean,
the
he's
Hoffman
started
that
it.
just died?
What was that?
The Seymour, was it Seymour Hoffman?
Oh, Seymour
his
Philip
name?
Hoffman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was good.
Philip Seymour
he
Hoffman.
was.
Yeah,
He
Philip
was. Yeah.
Seymour.
Yeah.
He died several years ago now, didn't he? It was like
Yeah.
what, at least 5-6 years ago. Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
I love that one part in Boogie Nights because he's gay and he's got a crush on Dirk Diggler, and he kisses him or something. He's like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's sitting there, they're just fucking arguing about it. He's all hurt because he kissed him. He's like, "He's so
very
stupid." Yeah. He's wearing that shirt. He's got his belly sticking out of it and shit. It's fantastic. Yeah. That's a great show, anyway, man. I can't get over that movie, man.
Or The
Good
Master.
Yeah, I haven't- Which one?
Him and Joaquin Phoenix and The Master. That was pretty good.
Joaquin Phoenix, that's one, man. I haven't seen Joker 2, but I heard it sucks. He's allowed to have a stinker here and there. He's still a fantastic
Oh,
actor.
yeah.
The first Joker is fucking excellent.
It is.
The
Have you
first-
seen the second one yet?
No, I've heard horrible things about it.
I don't want to ruin it.
I think, yeah, I think Joaquin Phoenix does a good job in it.
Well, he can't do a bad job, really. I liked him in Signs.
Yeah,
Vominos,
Signs
Vominos.
was great. But yeah, look, it's
The word-
the only time I've seen people walk out. of the movie. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix. Well, he's good. He's good. I'll give him that. But again,
I know it's a
he
favorite.
started heaps young. He started
Yeah.
heaps young. Like he was in space
Oh,
camp.
man. Have you ever seen U-Turn? It's got him in it, and he's got this girlfriend.
That's
It's a really
with
weird show.
Sean Penn and Jennifer Lopez.
Yep, and Nick Nolte, Joaquin Phoenix. He's kind of a side role. Him and his girlfriend are together, and his girlfriend's always trying to make him jealous and shit. And he gets him in a fight with everybody that comes through there. They hang around this restaurant, and it's a cool little role, man. Yeah. But
Yes,
he's a
I
lot
have.
younger than me.
I've seen all of them. The VHS film series, I've seen all of them. We'll get on that in a minute, but it's funny you mentioned Joaquin Phoenix and U-Turn. 8mm.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh,
That's another one. He was in that.
Yeah.
Underrated in that.
it's got that Peter dude in it. The dude from Fargo. Peter. He's a Russian guy. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Starts
Stromare?
with an S.
Yeah, Peter Stromare. Yeah, he was in Constantine as well. Played the devil. Really good role.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he's probably best known for the TV show Prison Break. He was in that.
I've never seen that show.
What?
Sorry.
you need to check that out, and Keith, you would like it, man.
Yeah, first
Thank-
2 seasons I recommend.
Bad cute. Bad cute.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
The first 3 seasons, then they did a reboot kind of thing.
Mm,
I mean, there's only so many times you can break out of a prison, right?
yes.
I want to start watching Penguin because that's another one that I absolutely love, man, as an actor.
Yeah. Colin Farrell.
He's fucking fantastic, man. And I always recommend to people Killing of a Sacred Deer. It's a great fucking movie, and he's just unreal in it. They talk like people from another planet. His family does. You know, it's like, and they talk to everybody, normal people like that. And the normal people don't even acknowledge that they talk and act weird. Like the cocktail party, and Colin Farrell just busts out and tells them that his daughter just had her first period. You know, like it's just regular conversation. He's discussing this period. And they're like, "Oh yeah, oh okay." It's like, what? Right in the middle of a cocktail party. Oh, she had her first period today. And he's like, "Oh," he's like, I wouldn't discuss that shit.
Oh,
I wouldn't want my friends to tell me about their daughter having their first period. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, thanks, but I think I'm gonna go over here. Thanks, but no thanks, man. I mean, I don't think we're that close. Did you catch my trailer?
Just want to say g'day to Ben, Cadaver Club. Thank you for popping in.
Hey,
Much
Ben.
appreciated.
Oh yeah. We've been friends for damn near 4 years now. He's one of the first people that I met, and he kind of helped me along. And he's always been a really cool guy, man. He helped me get my editions of like Suspiria and Don't Torture Duckling and Opera, those big leather ones. He helped me get Opera. I couldn't order it from where I was at, so he ordered it for me, paid for it, and then I paid him back, and he sent it to me. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that is definitely cool. He's just a cool guy.
He is.
Now, Keith, before we get on to something you have planned, some great prison movies include Fortress and, to a lesser extent, Fortress 2. I don't mind Fortress. I don't know if I've seen Fortress 2.
I don't think I've seen
Fortress has Christopher Lambert in it. I think the sequel had Christopher Lambert in it again, but it was set in space and had Jeffrey Combs in it as well. So it was pretty good. Like, had some good actors in it, but it's in space. So, yeah, they have to up the ante. They take the sequel route and make everything bigger, but they fail.
This Nick Combs is a really, really nice guy, person.
Yeah.
A few people say that.
I think he's one of those actors. I've never heard anyone say anything bad about him, ever.
They say he's friendly.
And the amount of movies just the amount of movies he's been in, it's insane. Like, you still hear Barbara Crampton talk about him, and they've been in a few films together, and she still says he's like great guy. No one's ever said a bad word about him.
Well, she has aged well, hasn't she? Jesus Christ, she's still fucking with him.
Yeah. Have you seen Suitable Flesh?
No, I haven't seen that one yet, but I've seen Little Bites. It's a newer movie. I did a written review on it. It's all right, but she's in it, and she plays like a CPS person. One of the pain in the ass child protective service type people, and she does it so well. And she just goddamn, she don't look but 10 years older than she did in Reanimator. You know what I mean? If that. And I was like, damn.
Exactly. She's in Your Next. Yeah. She's in Your Next, so that's I love that movie. I can go on about that.
That's such a kick-ass.
Roll's not so much into the newer films, so got to give him some time to catch up on those ones. We'll give you some.
I think you'd enjoy Your Next. It's a good time. It's just a well put together film. Check us out. I acquired this. This is signed by Michael Valella, the killer in Slumber Party Massacre, the original.
Oh, nice.
You're also very pretty hair.
That's awesome.
He does a great job in it, I think.
Oh yeah,
I love it. But yeah, I got
both
$15.
The first two. $15. Shit.
$15 signed.
Good price.
It's got the COA with it.
Even if you convert that to Australian dollars, that's still pretty good. But g'day to Blood Popcorn. Thank you for popping in. I was thinking of something, but now I forgot it. So yeah. Anyway. Oh, that's right. Gore, you've got something new on your plate.
Well, yeah, I have started, and I already have an episode or two done of season 2 of Ranking Evil. So nice. I'm continuing that. I would tell you who's going to be in the first one, but I don't want to run it. But yeah, I just put out the teaser here, about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. So it's on there. So if anybody wants to check it out, you get a little hint of who's going to be in this next season. check it out. I'm really that's a series that I'm really proud of. I think it's really good. I think it might be a little bit ahead of its time, and why and people that have short attention spans, ones that want action constantly, and don't want to listen to something that develops, it may not be for them. But for people who like to sit down and actually get into it and actually, it's definitely right up your alley. So give it a shot.
Very
I put a lot
cool.
of
I
work
just
in.
popped the link. So if you get a chance or if you haven't already, please do click on that link, check out the trailer because it's got me excited. Definitely.
Yes, it's something.
I really enjoyed
I-
what you did with the first season of it too.
It's my best content, in my opinion. I mean, it's to me that's real content. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, what I like about it is you can see a lot of thoughts being put behind where these characters have come from, like what the actual psychological torment behind these people is, where they've come from.
I spent a year learning about profiling and psychology of the mind of people that aren't quite right and shit. So I did my homework for like a year before I started the series. So you know what I mean? I've got myself like a minor, whatever you want to call it, in this psychology and in this profiling. I mean, I actually studied this shit. I didn't fuck around.
Very cool.
I wanted to make sure I knew what the hell I was talking about when I talked about it.
Yeah,
I hate
it. It definitely does come across that way. Like I said, like from the start of it, when I first watched that first one, I think I was just blown away by the depth that it went into.
Thank you. Yeah. I definitely worked my ass off on it.
It's also
that's what.
It looks amazing. Like the first season was, I watched all of them. That, not just blowing smoke up your ass or anything, but it was like one thing. Like I was like, this is different to anything else that I've seen. Like I'd not seen anyone. I've seen people discussing the characters, the movies, but not the stuff behind it. Not the stuff behind the killers. Like what happened? Why'd they do this? What? Yeah. So I found that was for me. That was rather intriguing to get into and listen to.
Yeah. My whole thing was I wanted to take movie maniacs and I wanted to dig into their brains and why they do what they do in the films they're in. Usually the original film is where I go. I don't go into like 347 or anything like that. I go to the original films. In the first season, I covered Pamela Voorhees, as a matter of fact. And I went into her history and everything, and I basically profiled her, got into her head, and diagnosed her exactly what level she is and exactly how evil she really is.
Yeah.
And I treat it as if they're real, as if there are villains. Like instead of having Ted Bundy and all them, we have Pamela Voorhees, Jason, and all them. So I profile them and talk about them as if they're real people. And I don't think that kind of thing's really been done that much.
I like the voice changer. Using the voice changer helps too, I think.
Yeah, all the voices on there is me. I just use the voice changer. So you got a narrator, and then you got me.
And it gives that little bit of separation, so you almost don't feel like it's you doing it.
Yeah, because that other voice doesn't sound anything like me.
Exactly.
It doesn't even enunciate like I do.
Yeah.
So it's like, but it's a shitload of work, but it's a lot of fun. I'm really proud of it. It's something in a few years I'm gonna look back on and be like, yeah, I'm proud of that.
Definitely. All right. Two things. Sorry. Did you guys see the new Predator news? Yes, I did. 2 new Predator films coming out next year. So Dan Trachtenberg directed a sequel to Prey, and also we've got Badlands, but they're not direct sequels. They're in the same Predator universe, kind of like Predator 2 is not a sequel to Predator. And we've got Mr. Campbell. He's off and about, so he's going to watch the 2013 remake of Patrick. Very good.
Classic.
I have that. I haven't opened it.
What?
It's another one. Yeah. But one of the reasons, and I was, as we discussed earlier, I want to know what movie got you into liking and collecting movies? Is there like a particular movie you remember seeing and you were like, this is my life now?
Who do you start with?
Go,
whoever,
man.
whoever wants to go first, bro.
There was a guy. Oh, actually, it was Escape from New York was the film because I wanted to own it because it's been my favorite film for so long. And there was a guy who I interviewed called Stevie Gothling, and he had all these films, physical media behind him. And he said, I can watch any film I want, anytime I want. I just reach behind and get it. And that hit me because I couldn't. Because at the time I was downloading. And it's like, well, yeah, I don't own it.
Right.
And those files could get corrupted. So that's when I started collecting. So the film was Escape from New York, and Stevie Gothling is the one that clicked in my brain. I better start collecting these things.
Yeah. Escape from New York's a good
That's
one.
a good one. Yeah.
I think maybe that and maybe The Fog is John Carpenter's best all around scores. Maybe The Fog probably Escape from New York is really close.
Yeah.
I mean all around, not just the main theme, but you know what I mean, all through the film. For me, it probably was a lot of John Carpenter shit. I'm sure Escape from New York was in there. I know Halloween was in there. The Exorcist was in there. Believe it or not, at a young age, The Godfather was in there. I was digging The Godfather when I was 8 or 9. That's pretty heavy for a 9-year-old to really just soak in their brain and know what all is going on. Now, as far as collecting goes, I've always been a collector of a lot of shit throughout my whole life. But when I started collecting again, really seriously again, it was from a YouTuber named Toddy Walnuts. He's a great YouTuber. Check out his channel. He's the one that started getting me collecting these because he's got all these.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, Toddy Walnuts. He's a really nice guy. He's really cool. He's got a ridiculous collection. But he's got that made me say, yeah, I'm going to do that too. I want all this shit that he's got.
Can I quickly give props to Keith for something? Because when I first learned about Keith, I started at the beginning of his videos and started watching. And I always try to highlight this because it stayed with me. He was talking about, he's got all these deluxe editions, but he's saying it doesn't matter. Your collecting is individual, and collect the way you want and collect how you want. Don't let people tell you how you're supposed to. Oh no, you have to have Blu-ray. You have to have this. It was such a good point, and I always like giving. Yeah, I always like giving props to you for that because it was a great point. Because there is snobbery. You can find snobbery in any collecting.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you have that edition? Well, why don't you get this edition? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like looking down on it because you still got the DVD. Yeah. I still collect DVDs to this day of some shit. Some shit doesn't require a Blu-ray or a 4K, to be honest.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. I am. My Texas Chainsaw Massacre only just upgraded that to Blu-ray recently.
Nice.
Because my DVD works perfectly. It looks good. Did I want to get it on Blu-ray? Sure. But I didn't see the point because I love the quality of the DVD and the special features. And it's got this really cool box design where it's like a chainsaw blades. Like it's the actual serrated edge of a chainsaw on it. So, yeah.
Plus, chainsaw's supposed to look a little fucked up and fuzzy and shit anyway.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look like you just dug it out of the chest. You know what I mean?
But you did mention, I think it was you, Keith. You said you watched it on 4K, I think it was, and you could see the field a lot more closely or something. What was it?
It's on Second Sight, man. It's the it's the Second Sight version. There was colors in this that I've been watching this movie my whole life, and I've seen it hundreds of times probably. This is the edition, and I swear to God, that part when he's chasing her through the wooded part after he kills Franklin and she's running to that gas station where the cook and shit is. Well, you run through and remember how you just couldn't see that very well. But in this edition, you can see it really well. You can see her run through there. You can see fucking Leatherface chasing her behind her back here. And when they're running, it don't look like something where you got to do this. You can just see it. I think this edition is great, and it still has the grain. The van is a color I didn't even realize it was. You know what I mean? It's a little more on the I can't remember. It's a little more on the green or the blue side than I thought it was, man. So you get the brightness, you get the crispness, and you get the grain, and you can see shit better. Can't ask for better than that.
I'm glad you said that because a film like Chainsaw, you need the grain. You got to have the grain.
100%.
It has to look like someone shot it on a camcorder. Like there's like there's some crazy filmmaker running along with them, going, "Yeah, kill her, catch her." You know, like he's actually there filming this shit. You know what I mean? It has to have that feel. It really does.
It needs that grittiness to it. It doesn't. Yeah, it can't be a flashy looking film. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the remake, but it looks too clean.
Yeah, it's like Maniac, or you got Chainsaw Massacre, you got Maniac, you got Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. They all have that grimy, dirty, filthy look. You should feel like taking a shower afterwards. If you don't, then it's been cleaned up too much. It's not a good transfer.
Last House.
If you don't,
oh god, Last House is man, I love Last House. The original with David Hess.
Yeah, Last House. I Spit on Your Grave's another one. Like, the remake is good. It looks good, but the original, that's the way it's shot, the way that film quality is. It makes you feel some things like you're watching something you shouldn't.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
You don't get that shit anymore, like nowadays, like, do you? Like, you look at films now, there's nothing like that. Nothing at all.
Those films have no class. You know what I mean? That's what makes them so effective. They have no class at all. They have no shame. They just make you feel very upset, very uncomfortable, and that's what makes them. That's what makes them effective. That's what makes them so powerful.
Yeah, I think that's that is probably something closest we have to that now is Terrifier.
Yeah.
But that has class, like it has quality to it. Like the first one, the first Terrifier was low budget, so it was All Hallows Eve and all that. But afterwards, they really just go balls to the wall, gore for gore's sake.
Yeah. I much prefer the first one. I can't wait to see the third one.
Yeah.
The second one was cleaned up a little too much.
Yeah. I prefer the third one to the second one. I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Have you guys seen Romulus? You in Romulus?
Yeah.
I seen it yesterday for the first time. I actually enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I thought they did good job. They didn't try to. There wasn't too much fan service. You know what I mean? There wasn't too many Easter egg type shit. They did a little bit. You know, but Fede Alvarez is so good at that kind of thing, man. He did the same thing with Evil Dead. That Evil Dead remake is excellent. But yeah, I've only seen it once, so I'm looking forward to seeing it again. I enjoyed my first viewing of Romulus. As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to do a written review on my community post.
Nice. Yeah, hopefully I'll get around to watching it next week, maybe. I got a couple more movies I've got to watch for my 31 Days of Halloween, and then I'll watch it. Yeah, I want to get them out of the way.
Spoiler free, then. I'll make sure it's spoiler free for you.
It's all good, but probably the movie that got me into watching movies and collecting. Yeah, there's probably quite a few. Like I was talking about earlier today, Ghostbusters was one of the first movies I remember seeing at the cinema or the drive-in. It was one of the two.
Fun, man, just fun.
But this one here, the Omega Man, if I can get it working, probably not. But yeah, the Omega Man, Charlton Heston.
Yeah.
Like this movie, I don't know what it is about it. Him driving around the deserted Los Angeles, it's like it just felt amazing.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing this city, and that drew me into movies, and that one has always stayed with me. I've always been a fan of it. You look at the remakes that they've made of it, they just don't have the same impact. Like I Am Legend, Will Smith was
pretty good though. I
it
Am
was
Legend
good.
did that pretty good though. They were driving around the city and everything. I thought that
Yeah.
that part they captured like the Omega
Oh,
Man.
yeah. They did. The problem with
That-
that is that I hated those CGI creatures.
Oh yeah, the CGI was bad. I mean, the
Like,
cartoon movies.
I don't get what is it with the extended nails on things. Like you see that in a lot of possession films. Like, have you guys seen The Pope's Exorcist? It's a new one with Russell Crowe. He gets possessed, so all of a sudden his mouth is like super wide, and it's like, oh, like you're not a fucking snake, mate.
Let me ask you, Ninja. Hey, Ninja. In that same time frame as the Omega Man, have you seen The Ultimate Warrior of Yul Brynner?
I have not. No.
Check that out because it's
I
not
like
the
you.
same. It's not the same, but it's similar.
Future World, yeah. The Ultimate Warrior. All right.
Yul Brynner, it's a good one.
Very cool. Very cool. Yes. Who's your guys' favorite actor back from that era, back from like the golden era of Hollywood? Say the 50s, 60s, early 70s, maybe.
Ooh. Can you give me a genre?
Charlton Heston.
Just in general. You know what I mean? Because most of the best ones, they touch just about every genre. You know, a lot of them. Especially the women, like Betty Davis and Joan Crawford and, you know what I mean, Norma Shearer, people like that.
I mean, for me, it'd be a cross between Charlton Heston or Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to go with my man, Vincent Price.
Oh, his voice is badass.
Yes. Yeah. Christopher Lee.
Speaking of Christopher Lee.
Oh, come on. We can mention any name and you got something at hand. That's badass, dude. That's badass.
Or Dracula figure. They're getting ready to release my favorite of the duo, which is Peter Cushing, Van Helsing figure.
Oh, nice.
And yes, they have a Vincent Price. I have it on pre-order.
Oh.
And the Vincent Price has 3 heads, all 3 eras. The young Vincent Price, the in-between Vincent Price, and the older Vincent Price. They have all 3 of them, so you can pick which Vincent Price you want.
Badass.
Yeah. That is cool.
That's why I like figures, because of shit like that, man. That's why I like this Christopher Lee here. Here, let me show you something real quick on this. Here's the box that came in. Here's the back of it. Now, that's showing all the heads he has. Now, let me show you these heads. Let me get this freaking tape off of it really quick. Because, you know, you mentioned Christopher Lee, man. Christopher Lee was badass. Man, I didn't want that door open, did I? Well, I will get it eventually. This fucking makes me mad. Because you got to see these faces, man. It's all the different Dracula. Here we go. All the different Dracula faces. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see them. There's one right there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a calm Dracula. He's got the one he had right there, all getting all feral, and then he's got the one right there with just some blood dripping off his face. There we go.
Since we've got Dracula up there, what's your favorite incarnation of the Prince?
I got to go with Lugosi, man. I got to go with Bela Lugosi.
I'm glad you said that.
Here, hold on.
Mato.
You wouldn't say Gary Oldman?
I don't drink wine.
That's cool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got Frankenstein over there, the Bride of Frankenstein. I've got Lon Chaney's London After Midnight, Invisible Man, Wolf Man, Phantom. I got the Bride of Frankenstein where he's sitting, where he's chained to the chair. The Carlos Mummy.
You mentioned Gary Oldman Ninja. I wanted that movie to be so much better. Poor Keanu couldn't act his way out of a wet paper bag in that movie. I don't know what the hell he was doing.
It was definitely out of his wheelhouse, wasn't it?
I've definitely
I love Keanu. He's a great guy, and he's got somebody. He's got that it factor. But there's just certain things that he just shouldn't do. You know what I mean? He's limited when it comes to that. It's a it factor that carries him, and plus he's a great human being. You know, so
yeah.
Great movie.
Overall, it was still a good movie. I liked it. I saw, that's another one I saw in the cinema. I never really had a problem with his acting in it at all. You know, it's Keanu Reeves. Like, he's not, the accent's not great, but his acting's decent. I mean, you've got Monica Bellucci coming at you as one of the brides. You're lost for words no matter what.
I think that one goes to the Bram Stoker's novel in certain ways better than a lot of them do. Like, for instance, I mean, it's not in the Bram Stoker's novel necessarily, but little things that it seems like would be, like when he's the old Dracula and he's talking to Keanu, you know, he's talking to Parker, and his shadow is reaching over and strangling him. That is so Bram Stokerish. You know what I mean? It is just, you know, his shadow is choking this motherfucker because he can't stand it, because he's got a woman that looks just like his woman did, you know? And he's talking, yes, and he's choking him the whole fucking time. I thought that was fantastic.
I still think Gary Oldman was great in that role. Like, he did portray Dracula really well.
He was.
I don't know, I still think Christopher Lee, if I had to choose, Christopher Lee would be my all-time favorite Dracula.
He's the most savage. Goddamn, what's his name that did the Dracula, the Dean Curtis Dracula?
Frank Langella.
No, that was the 39 remake. I'm talking about the one that was made in like the mid 70s. Jack Palance. That was the Savage Dracula too. That was the first one where Dracula comes in and throws the baby to his wife. That was, you know what I mean? That was rough, man. That's the first one that they actually did that, where he comes in and tosses the baby to his wives as a present. You know,
it's not Dracula, but does Robert Quarry count as Count Yorga?
Yeah.
Nah.
The ninja pause.
One. Hey, why not? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, then you open up a whole carriage of vampires, and you throw in Bill Nye, you throw in Keith Sutherland, so many more. Robert Logie was a vampire in Innocent Blood. Do we add?
What about that?
Like, I will say, Anne Parallel in that film was fantastic.
What about the cat that played Dracula in that Van Helsing film with Hugh Jackman?
Oh yeah, that was an Aussie guy too. I should know him. He was a little bit over the top in some scenes.
Yeah,
I ain't there for that Dracula. To me, he just didn't look like Dracula. You know what I mean? He just didn't fit.
Yeah, he was too. I don't want to say suave, smooth. He was too refined.
Not Dracula. You know, he to me he was just not Dracula.
But I respect you saying Christopher Lee, and I'll tell you this, Ninja. When I was young, I only knew Bela Lugosi as Dracula, and the first time I saw Christopher Lee, he scared the hell out of me because, to my mind, Dracula moves slow, and Lee was running and throwing stuff, and I was like, "Oh hell, yeah!"
He's feral. You know what I mean? That's what, when he gets pissed and shit, he's nasty, man.
Yeah.
In Australia, like we had.
Get rid.
I grew up in the countryside. We had different TV channels. than what was in the city. So in country Victoria, we had these channels. They cut off at midnight. In the city, in the capital city, Melbourne, 24 hours a day. And they would show, over the Halloween month, they would show horror films. But the old classics like, Dracula, The Mummy, Frankenstein. So I had some friends that still lived there, and I said, look, can you record these for me? And I'll pick them up. Like, I'll come down. They record them, and that was my introduction to all these. And then they got into the Hammer horror. And I was like, it's in color.
Early Hammer was great, man. The early, in the late 50s and throughout early to mid 60s and shit. Like one that nobody talks about. My personal favorite of all those of the Hammers is the Curse of Frankenstein. I love people pushing as
Christopher Lee as the monster.
As Victor Frankenstein. Yes, and that is the scariest Frankenstein too, the Christopher Lee is.
Yeah.
But one nobody ever talks about is in Frankenstein Created Woman. That is a great Frankenstein fucking show, man. That is so good. I recommend that to anybody. It doesn't sound like it would be, but it is.
Nice.
One that
I liked. Did you ever see the Quatermass Experiment?
Yeah, that was their first one under Hammer, I do believe. I think it was their first film.
Yeah. I love those ones. For some reason, there's something about sci-fi and horror when you mix them together.
Yeah.
Like it can either go really well or really bad.
Yeah, man. Those shots of the bug, when it's up in the camera, that's badass.
Yeah.
But that was my first sci-fi horror, and still sticks with me. I love going back and rewatching that when I can.
Before you knew it, you were getting Dawn of the Dead on VHS, and in Queensland.
Oh yeah, still got that sticker on it.
If you want to go to Universal too, man, you got some great early shit like The Body Snatcher with Boris Karloff. He plays a grave robber, and that's a damn good show. That may be one of his best performances. And then you also got The Black Cat with Lugosi and Karloff. That's good too. Where Karloff's actually the bad guy, Lugosi's actually the good guy in that one.
Well, I mean, even you look at White Zombie. That's another classic, and I only watched that. I had not watched that in a good 20 odd years, like a long, long time. Watched it.
Gloria Stewart was hot back then. She was hot in The Invisible Man too. You know what I mean? She was. She just had something about her.
Actually, that's another one. The Invisible Man doesn't get spoken about enough. Like that was a
clever.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
That's the one I like. That's my Invisible Man. I mean, Hammer did
they've done that remake recently with I don't know, where he's got this suit on and that had some good moments in it, but it wasn't The Invisible Man. The closest I got to The Invisible Man was Hollow Man.
Yeah,
Kevin Bacon, Hollow Man, Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon plays a good villain, Danny. Kevin Bacon is such a good villain. I love to see him play a villain.
Yeah.
Like in Super, and like you said, Hollow Man, and just even as Sebastian in X-Men First Class. What an asshole.
Yeah. He was good. Did not expect him to see him in that role, but he played it off well. And this coming, I'm an X-Men comic book fan.
Yeah. I'm gonna take off, guys. But thanks for having me, and always love talking to you guys, man. It's always great.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Always.
Yeah, good to see you too. The three of us should hook up and actually do some kind of a co-op. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
I'm always down for that. Always.
Oh yeah. You guys take it easy, man. Yep.
Cool. Take it easy.
But it won't go off.
That's right.
You're stuck with us.
There he goes. Once it goes sideways, he's out.
That guy's got
It's
so much
always
stuff.
technical. I know,
Anything you
man,
mention, he's got something within reach. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I wish he was like my neighbor because, like, hey,
Yeah.
dude, you got this? Can I borrow it? Yeah, I want
Yep.
to watch this. Yeah, it'd be like, bang, it'd be like having your own video store next door. You wouldn't need to collect anything.
Exactly.
But
Or
he
it
has
would make
some
you want to
great
collect
stuff.
more.
True. Way too much, and that's the problem. That's the problem I've got now. I've got to cut back on the collecting because I'm going through and I'm like, I've got way too much. It's like I don't have enough room. Like, where can I put this? Where can I get rid of something? And you're out of room when you're thinking, what can I get rid of? Like, and it's like I've got a box, and it's like the case of the box, the top of it is like bulging. It's like I can't fit any more in there. Like, what if I move this here and this here, and I slide that down there? And it's like,
Yep. Most of my shelves
Yeah.
are doubled. I've got double what should be on there.
Well, hopefully, eventually, like this room will have an extra bookcase in it, and I'll be able to use that. So
You should just build what you got behind you.
Yeah, I would, but renting and I don't think the missus would approve.
Yeah, that's the problem. They don't understand.
The addiction, the need. Yeah, look, Gordon, thank you very much for joining. It was a pleasure having you on. It's always a great time having you on. You've got such a wealth of knowledge. So, yeah, thank you very much. But, yeah, I guess the other thing I wanted to talk about was spooky movies. Spooky movies, because it is Halloween. What's your thoughts on horror movies in general?
Thoughts on? I love horror movies.
Yeah. Any in particular?
That's pretty easy.
Yeah. Like what sort of genre do you get into the most?
Honestly,
I know you're not a huge new movie fan.
Yeah. There's different like eras, like 70s, like Amicus and Hammer is amazing. Universal, and then a lot of the Filipino horror, or like the 70s sort of should I say world movies where it's not from the States. I love that too.
Foreign films.
Yeah.
Which is
from the 70s.
It's an interesting concept, foreign films, because everything's foreign in Australia. Like technically an American film is a foreign film.
Exactly.
But we don't classify them as foreign films. So yeah, there's some great Filipino horror films.
Yes.
Anything Southeast Asia, huge amount of horror films coming out of there.
And you got me wanting to collect one. I haven't seen it yet. Called is it Busan?
Train to Busan.
Yeah,
definitely recommend that. Yeah, that's a good one.
That was one that you got me onto. Yeah, and I pretty much like it all. I don't like the newer ones. You mentioned like the new Terrifier, gore for gore's sake. I don't mind gore if it's part of what's going on, but when it's just, let's see how crazy we can be with it, it's a turnoff for me personally.
Yeah. And it's not going to be for everyone. Like, I don't mind it, but I'd rather a decent story and some tension than just buckets of blood.
Yeah. But on that topic, though, interestingly, I did buy I don't know if you know the Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS trilogy. I bought that and I started.
I'm aware of it.
Yeah. I bought the trilogy and I started the first one and I couldn't watch it. I was like, this is not even, I don't know. I just wasn't into seeing those kind of scenes.
Yeah. I don't know how to describe those films. Who was it that did Jess Franco?
Yeah, he does. I know a lot of his. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of those sort of semi-adult related, and like I've heard so many people say great things about him, but I'm trying to get into him, but I can't.
I can't
It's like,
either. I can't either.
Yeah, they look nice and there's pretty girls, but there's nothing about it.
That's
Even Lucio Fulci did one called The Devil's Honey. And I'm like, okay, Lucio Fulci, let's check. I think it was Devil's Honey or Blood Honey or it was something honey. And I'm like, it's, oh wait, there's some boobs. Yeah, now it's boring. No, I couldn't do it. Like, yeah, it was just weird.
it really is an art form into having like gore or extreme scenes fit into a narrative.
Yeah.
It is an art form for it.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that goes like if you look at probably some of the stuff that you grew up with as well, like 70s, the horror. Yeah, there wasn't that out and out blood and guts everywhere. You might see some blood, you might see some special effects. There would be maybe some TNA.
Yeah.
But it was definitely more story and character driven.
Except for Herschel Gordon Lewis, like Blood Feast,
Oh, well.
2000 Maniacs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. There's always going to be those outliers, though.
Yeah, exactly. But I like Blood Feast. I mean, it's over the top. But I don't know. There is still some, Fuad Ramses is such an outlandish character. It works for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know, I guess I'm a hypocrite.
Well, I think you like what you like.
Yeah.
No one can tell you otherwise, really. But I mean, I don't know. It's weird because I go back and actually, Eric from Hey Internet Eric here, he recently, just today, he released a review on Zombie, Lucio Fulci's Zombie. Now, before I talk about it, what are your thoughts on it?
Love it. It impacted me. Believe it or not, I got a Laserdisc when Laserdisc was starting to be on the way out. And there was a little hole in the wall shop that had hundreds of different titles. And I'd never seen or knew the movie existed. I was young, teenager. And I'm flipping through and I see the cover, and it's the cover everybody knows, the worms coming out of the eye. And I was like, okay, that's it. I got to have this. And it blew me away. It was like Dawn of the Dead, but it was more brutal. And I loved it was on an island. So I love everything about it.
Okay. But you watched it when you were younger, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think you would have the same reaction if you watched it today?
The wood in the eye scene probably would get me. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. This is what I said on Eric's review. Like, appreciate his thoughts on it. I respect that. It was his first time watching it. Now, he's about our age.
Okay.
Never seen it before. So I definitely think, like, for me and probably for you yourself, it's that nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
We saw it as younger, and it's pretty much that's what we had. We didn't have all this choice. You can watch Zombie or you can watch nothing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I think that's one thing I like to think we don't take movies for granted nowadays, whereas, yeah, you get kids, they watch The Goonies, for instance. I know a lot of people who have watched The Goonies recently. They just don't like it. Whereas I'm like, oh, how can you not like it?
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not, but it's a fun watch.
I wonder if it had anything to do. There was no internet, obviously. I wonder if it had, like, you're probably like me. You were probably reading Fangoria or Starlog.
Oh, yeah.
And we had such anticipation. We heard about a new film, but you didn't know what it was going to be. You read about it and wait for it and anticipate it. And now it just seems like everything's so accessible at will, pretty much.
Yeah, it's
and I
kind
don't know
of instant gratification.
Yeah. So maybe that plays into it.
Maybe. That's a good point. Actually, one of the things, because you mentioned Fangoria, Gore Zone, I used to read those religiously.
Yeah.
But the problem was you would read about these movies and getting them in Australia was so fucking difficult. Some of them
was it really? Because I didn't experience that. How hard was it?
It was difficult. Like Intruder, tough as nails to get. Like I actually didn't see that for ages. The video store, and don't get me wrong, the video store I went to was great. They had a huge selection, but they were the 90s, like the early 90s or late 80s was like a dry spell for horror in Australia. Like you would be lucky to get some good stuff in.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Like I remember Night of the Zombies, or Hell of the Living Dead, or whatever you want to call it. It's got like 3 different titles.
Yep.
Wasn't available at my local store, but when I traveled away, I was able to get a different video store and watch it. So every time we went there, I made sure I hired it out.
Were you guys like, was Australia under that, like, you know, the UK had the video nasties law?
Yeah.
Was it kind of like that?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. Although we didn't have, it was still pretty strict, but it wasn't that strict where we didn't have video nasties. Like that Dawn of the Dead was banned in Queensland, but it wasn't banned in Victoria. So each state had its own little laws and rules that you had to abide by.
Right. That's really interesting to me.
Oh, definitely. I'm just going to adjust this light a little. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I think nostalgia does play a lot into it. If I watched Zombie for the first time now, yeah, I'd probably say, "Oh, it's too extreme."
Yeah, it's I think he was the exact opposite. It was just boring. I definitely get that. The movie does plot along quite a bit, but I don't know. I could chuck it on right now and just enjoy it.
Yeah, set and setting as well. I mean, you have to be willing to go along for the ride as well.
Yeah,
for any film, you have to be willing to put yourself there.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, who doesn't want to see a zombie fight a shark?
Yeah, that was, dude. I can't tell you what a big deal that was. We were flipping out. A zombie fighting a shark, because in your mind, you're when you're playing or messing around, you're thinking of those scenarios. Could a zombie beat a shark? You know.
I was like, nah, shark's gonna win. It's gotta win. But then you have a zombie shark, so what defeats that?
Oh yeah, the Shark Master. I know, man.
Yeah,
I know.
But so it's Halloween, and I know we've discussed something in the pipeline. We'll talk about that a bit later. But what are your thoughts on the Halloween films?
Well, I love the originals. I even like 3. Now, I was pissed off as a kid. I went to see 3 in the theaters expecting Michael, and I was pissed, man, that there was no Michael. Oh, there you go, dude. Yes. Yeah. But I like 3. After
I've got a soft spot for 3.
Yeah, it's a great film. Tom Skerritt, dude. Yeah, they kind of lost me after 3. After 3, I kind of lost interest. But the first 3, I was there, man. The first one is a stone classic. You can't touch it.
It's good. It's good. I'll be going to see that in cinema next week.
What, the original?
Yep.
Oh man, lucky
on Halloween, double feature.
Oh.
Halloween and The Thing.
Dude.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. I'm looking forward to it.
Man, that's so cool. It's so cool that a theater's doing that.
Yeah, it's It's a little theatre semaphore that's an Odeon Star or whatever they call them. Every so often they put on these like little things like there's a retro rewind. I think that's right. Rewind, retro, rewind. I can't talk. But they do once a month they do a retro film. And it's like from the 80s, stuff like that. They did some really good ones. I went and saw Batman, like the Michael Keaton Batman on a big screen there. It was amazing. They've done the Goonies, they've done the Lost Boys. Yeah, so many. But then there's a horror club that I'm part of, which do horror films. And they've done some great ones. Like I went and saw Demons, Return of the Living Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street, all these classics on the big screen. It's a sight to behold, but there's a definite. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm old and grumpy, but all these young people laughing in Nightmare on Elm Street, you're like, you don't know. You don't know what
exactly.
it's like.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Did you ever in Australia? Did you ever have drive-ins?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember going to see. It was a double feature, The Abyss and Nightbreed, with my dad.
Oh, that's a double feature.
Yeah, he hated movies. Didn't like them, but I wanted to see it, so And I think I fell asleep through The Abyss, but I stayed awake for Nightbreed.
There you go. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, we had a cinema not too far from me. Not a cinema, drive-in. Only closed down maybe a year ago. It's the last drive-in in South Australia.
Wow.
Sucks. But I mean, not that I went there because I'd rather much stay in the comfort of my own home and watch a movie nowadays or go to the cinema. But the drive-in, it's like, you can't really see the film. The sound's not that good.
True.
And I mean, that's one thing I don't know about you, but when you watch movies, like, have you got a sound system set up, or do you do like I do, watch them by yourself with headphones on in the middle?
I was getting ready to say, because Posh is doing her thing, so I'm in the living room with headphones and the TV light on, and all that.
Yep.
So yeah,
I
Posh is into westerns. She doesn't do horror. She's into westerns.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there's some good horror westerns.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Bridge the gap between the two.
Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, yeah. I've got that. I've watched that once, and I'm like, when's the horror starting? I spoke too soon. The horror started, and holy crap.
Yeah, man, those things were frightening. They were frightening.
Yeah. But it's that slow burn as well. Like, it takes a bit to get going. But you've got Kurt Russell, he's Kurt Russell.
And former WCW heavyweight champ David Arquette.
That's right, he was too.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting he did wrestling. I actually watched him in he was in the movie Spree that I just reviewed.
Yep.
I'm like, dude's not that's what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? It was very interesting character for him to play. But I mentioned the Halloween films. I was looking through them. I realized I don't have the first Halloween.
Oh, Ninja. Come on, dude.
Yeah. I've been holding off on getting it. I keep seeing these media books and things like really good editions, and I'm like, no. It's like The Exorcist. I don't have The Exorcist because there are so many different editions of it. I don't know which one to get.
Yeah. But what are your thoughts on the Halloween series?
I like the first two. I love the third one. Always have. I thought there was just something like the Celtic runes and Stonehenge. That's what captivated me about it from like a young age. And because my parents are Scottish and all that. So yeah. So I didn't have that the hatred that a lot of people had for it. I just thought it's a movie. Like, it's a movie. But then Halloween 4, 5, and I'm like, yeah, I'm young watching these, and it's like Danielle Harris, she's about my age. All right, I'm cool with that. Then you get 6, and 6 is weird because there's 2 different versions of it, and I've only seen one of them. There's a director's cut and a producer's cut or something like that, and I don't care what anyone says. I like it. Either way, I like it. Then you've got H2O. I actually like it.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. I like that
What
they
about
brought back.
Sorry.
Jamie Lee Curtis was good. Like, I like that they brought her back. And I know what you're going to say next. What about Resurrection?
No, I was going to say, what about Halloween Kills? Okay.
Look, the most recent Halloween trilogy, I like the first one mostly. I like the second one mostly. I like what they attempted to do with the third one for the most part. I don't think they're as good as the original. But I like what they tried to do. You know, I respect that.
Yeah. I mean, putting them up against the original, that's a tall ladder to climb.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, like, I know a lot of people hate on the second one, but there are some scenes in it which are just brutal. But there are also some scenes in it that are ridiculous. The third one, I know people don't like it. I don't care. Will I watch it again? Maybe. I like the idea behind it. I don't like the way it ended. Yeah.
I like that you say you don't care, because I'm like that. It's like if I like Equinox, I love Equinox, and a lot of people rubbish that, but I'm like, I can't help it. I like it.
Yeah, you like what you like.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know why people hate on movies so much. Like, if you don't like it, don't watch it.
That's the point.
You know, if you don't like a particular movie, that's your choice. I don't have to like everything. You don't have to like everything. But you gotta. I still think there's always some positive out of a movie.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like it, there's work being put into it. That's why I've never given a film 0. I've never. Because they've tried to do something. And I've seen some shit movies, but they've tried to do something. But yeah, maybe that's just me.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Because why would you make something thinking, yeah, this is really going to suck? You know, you wouldn't do that. So somebody tried, like you said, they tried.
I'd maybe there are some films out there that it's like, I actually think they went out there trying to make a bad movie. No, not a bad movie, a shit movie.
Fair enough.
Have you seen any of those Wild Eye movies?
No, I haven't even heard of them.
They they do okay, there's one called Sharkenstein.
Oh, come on.
Highly recommend you check it out. It's on Tubi. You can stream it. It's free. I would not pay for these films. It is so bad. Like, I'm talking about, there's a scene where the person's drowning. Now, if you can imagine, this was like, this background here was just water, and they're like, that's the special effects they've got. Ouija Shark was made on a budget of something like $600.
So is this just like shot on video, just like somebody with a camcorder? Yeah. Oh, come on.
Pretty much. And I mean, they've got like hand puppets as sharks and shit. It's look, I like shit movies. I like I like my trashy movies. I do, but there's a limit. And the
Yeah.
movies, that's the thing. If you look at a movie called Nightmare Sisters, have you seen that?
Oh, a long time ago. A long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's done purely, it's a teenage wet dream. You've
Yeah,
got
Brink Stevens.
Brink Stevens, Michelle
Yeah.
Bauer, Linnea Quigley. They're naked through 50% of the movie.
Yep. Yep.
But you can feel like the way they've made this film, there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of fun that you can tell they've enjoyed doing it. I don't get that with some of these newer low budget films. Another one I watched recently was Pool Party Massacre. That is probably the exception. That is a low budget film. You can tell that the person that's made it has a love of horror and a love of slashers and has done what he can with the money he's got. And he probably could do a lot more if he had more money.
Right.
Whereas these other films, Sharkenstein, Ouija Shark, Shark Exorcist, they're all shark films because they use the same damn puppet. Land Shark. Oh my God. I'm having flashbacks for that one. That was terrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
See what you go through for your audience, man. We need to appreciate Ninja going through.
I literally had to stop reviewing those ones because it was too much. It was too much.
had wondered what happened to him because I haven't seen Shark in the title for a while.
Yeah. Oh, there'll be shark ones next month. There's at least one shark movie next month. I have it planned. Next month's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking at 90s.
Oh,
film.
nice. Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of creature features coming up in those ones.
Is it going to be the 30 days of shark movies?
Oh. Because, I mean, you start off with something like Jaws. You have to end it on something like, The Meg 2?
Right. Now, are you going to throw Orca in there? Killer whale, Orca?
That's interesting you bring that up. Like, a lot of people are talking about that now. Like, it's all of a sudden it's come back into the, what do they call it? The cosmic mind or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember watching that. I remember liking that more than Jaws. What are your thoughts on it?
Same. Yeah, we saw it. We were on vacation one year. I was little. Oh, yeah, I was pretty little. And we went to see it on vacation at the theater. And it was, I've always thought it was better than Jaws myself, but I kind of don't say it because how dare you, Steven Spielberg?
Yeah. Jaws is good, but it's not the be all and end all.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I wouldn't say I preferred Jaws 2. I like Jaws 2. I've seen Jaws 3 a couple of times. But I've seen Jaws 4 more than I've seen Jaws 3.
Wow.
Yeah. I think just because it was, it had Lance Guest in it, and it's like I knew him from The Last Starfighter. I think Jaws 3 had Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr. And I knew them from Enemy Mine. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't really like that movie, so I'd rather watch The Last Starfighter, so I'll watch Jaws 4.
Enemy Mine used to be on cable so much. That and The Beastmaster, they wore those films out.
I picked up Enemy Mine. Someone was giving away a bunch of DVDs. They just said, yeah, come around and pick whatever you want. I'm like, yep, this one.
Wow. Man.
Like people just, yeah. And that's the thing. Like I've never seen that on Blu-ray. I've never seen, it was same with The Wraith. Like The Wraith, I got that and I'm like, yep, I'm taking. Then they release it on Blu-ray and I'm like, I have to get it.
Dude, and I appreciate that copy you gave me because I watched it. It was
so
Nostalgia City, and I forgot how good it was. I forgot.
I love, there's so much about that movie that is good.
Yeah.
The cast, like Nick Cassavetes looks just, he's a bastard in that.
Yeah.
And Clint Howard, you know,
Yeah, with the hair all over the place.
Like when he's looking into the engine and looks like he's getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
To me, Clint Howard Clint Howard always to me looks like he got his head caught in a paint shaker. You know, those paint shakers he always looks like that to me.
Yeah, where I paint shakers, I always reference that to The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
Because I've never had to use a paint shaker. We've always had we'd get the tin of paint, we'd stir it.
Yep.
That was our paint shaker. a piece of wood and stir it up. That was it.
Oh man! Now in your shark series, are you going to include stuff like piranha, or is it only sharks?
Nah, I don't. Wouldn't get piranhas in with sharks.
Okay.
I'd probably put piranhas in with say things like Anaconda, Lake Placid.
Right. Okay.
Those kind of movies. I do have the original Piranha on DVD.
Nice.
When I saw that, I'm like, yeah, got to get it because it's Piranha.
Joe Dante.
Yeah. Plus, I've got the remake as well, which I love. The remake is so much fun.
Was that the 3D?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they've got the sequel, 3 Double D. They had to do it. But I mean, Piranha 3D was fun. Like, it was a fun movie. Had a good cast like Ving Rhames, Elizabeth Shue, Jerry O'Connell, someone else I'm trying to think of, but I can't. The sequel had David Hasselhoff in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one. I might actually, Now I kind of feel like watching Piranha. But I probably won't because I've got too many movies to watch coming up. Speaking of coming up, what have you got coming up on your channel?
More than I can handle, dude. I got Nas is going to host an episode of The Veil. He put his own music on it, and just not my normal nonsense that comes out. It's always more coming out.
Yeah. Well, you've got your smaller reviews that you're doing there. Your what do you call them again?
Yeah.
Your
superficial surveys.
Superficial surveys.
Yeah, it's fun.
With things like that.
No, dude, are you kidding me? You are the master of the 60
No, I
second
mean remembering
or
the
less
name.
Oh, okay.
Things like I'm terrible.
Yeah, it's fun just to do an overview and not have to break it down. And some of them don't really deserve a deep dive, honestly.
Yes, well, I saw that one you did today. The Last Riders.
Oh gosh, that was painful.
I mean,
and I like it. I like him. I loved him in Chips.
But I mean, you put he got a bit stereotyped. Like it's got to be, got to put him on a motorbike. Let's do it.
Yep.
And you also had that when TV commercials was cool with the alien figure.
Oh, that was a blast from the past, dude. I had that.
Yeah.
I had that thing.
Yeah, that looked awesome. Like that. Oh. Is it just me? Like the ad that I was looking at when you were showing it, it looks as though you could see like a skull behind it, like with the
it actually.
head.
Yeah, it had a plastic cover, and you took the see-through plastic cover. You took that off, and parts of its head were like glow in the dark painted. So when it was totally dark, you could see the top of its head, and the back of his head had a grip where you pulled it, and that tooth probe thing came out. It was a badass toy, man. It was.
Yeah. And see, this is the exact reason why I do not have a time machine, because I would go back and I would spend all my money on this stuff. Like,
dude, you'd make $1 million. You get all that stuff. keep it in the box, and then come back to this time, you'd make a mint.
Yeah, but then I'd be like just putting it on the shelf somewhere and be like, yep,
Yeah.
that's mine.
Exactly,
Then I
man.
have to go back in time and buy another one, another one, another one. So if I do invent time travel, I'm going to come back and I'm going to have all of them here now.
Yeah, well, do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
do that.
I'm not inventing. They're not here, so I haven't invented time travel ever.
Buy some stock in Microsoft, and you'll be set, dude.
Yeah, buy Apple, invest in Bitcoin. That's
There
why.
you go.
Invest in Disney.
What's coming out
That's
tomorrow on your channel?
Oh, I can't say. I can't say because I haven't actually even done it yet.
Wow, that's under the gun.
Oh no, I've got one movie coming out tomorrow, which is a really it was the first time watch for me. I won't spoil it because I want people to watch it, but yeah, it was really good.
Nice.
Really good. But I'm talking probably out of the last 31, it'd be up there with the top movies that I've watched. In fact, recently, the last few that I've watched have been really good.
There you go. And you got your Halloween haul coming up.
Yes, I do. That one comes out, and I've got a little special one which I've got coming out on Halloween. I've got one coming out on Halloween, just a little bit of fun.
Yep.
And then I've got the Halloween haul coming out on the 1st of November, which is just the movies that I've picked up this month. Because I'm not
is it
buying
all
any more this month.
Is it all Halloween related, or is it just ones you've bought this month?
It's well, they're not Halloween films as such, but they're all horror related.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah, so they're ones that I've either. Yeah, they're all horror related. Let's put it that way.
I can't wait to see what it is, man. You got people talking about it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's been a while since I've done a whole movie, or a review, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, like just some of them are just. I was like, yeah, because they had obviously spooky season. They do the spooky season sales. Umbrella did a buy one get one free. JB Hi-Fi did a buy two get one free, and then I had a pre-order came in.
Nice.
So yeah, that was a really good one.
I have to say, I'm glad I'm glad we have Umbrella, because it's like at least we have one company that's Australia that's making cool stuff for us, because everything else seems to be the States.
We do have Vivision as well.
Oh, that I did not know.
Vivision do some good stuff. They're the ones that do all those lenticular covers, like for.
Oh, now see, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're in Australia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vivision. Definitely recommend checking out.
Well,
they also have some really good sales.
Nice.
You can tell it's bad when you type in VI on your work computer and it comes up. Yeah, they do a lot of foreign films as well.
Okay.
But are you a fan of Neverending Story?
I like it well enough. I wouldn't like collect it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're about to lose all your money. I don't know if I should say this seriously. Yeah.
Is it that
Josh
good?
will hunt me down and kill me. There's just so much here, which I think you'll get a kick out of. Actually, there's one here which Tony, who is over in the UK, he's got the Retro Movie Zone. Great channel. Yeah, if you like your old school movies, he's definitely one to speak to.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
He's been reminding me to, or recommended I watch a movie called Witch Hunter General.
Okay. Oh, Witchfinder General?
Witchfinder General, that's it.
Vincent Price.
I keep meaning to. Yeah.
I just bought that.
Oh, really?
I literally, if I got up, I could go get it. But I just got it. The
Nice.
cover with Price's face. It's like a close up of Price's face on the
Yeah.
cover. That's the one.
But he got this edition of Capricorn 1.
That's
I
an
remember
awesome
that.
film.
I'm like, yeah. And they've got that there. It's $70.
Okay.
Yeah. So they've got a lot of stuff on there. Here we go. I'll pop it in the chat.
Oh, sweet. Thank you, man.
Yeah. But
Jeez.
you didn't get it from me?
Nope.
Posh, I am blame free of this.
You take all the credit, none of the blame.
Story of my life. But yeah, no, I've got some really good ones. I got the American Psycho one from there, which is just really cool. It's got this like blood cover. I've been looking to get that on Blu-ray for ages, and the fact that they came out with it, and it's such a good edition. But yeah, they've got a lot of good stuff there, and they're pretty good price too. For the releases that they do, great price.
That's
But they
unusual
also
for
have a
here.
lot of-
Usually we get hosed here, man, on prices.
And I mean, because these are in Australia, you get X amount, shipping's free.
Nice.
Kind of makes it worth it. Just looking, they've got a Blu-ray of Blue Thunder. And I mean,
okay.
it's probably the same price you'd pay at a JB Hi-Fi.
Yep.
So they're not terrible.
I gotta check this company out. I did not know they existed.
Yeah. DVDs are about $20 brand new, so but then they've got like box sets and things like that, which I'm sure you'll get a kick out of something.
Yeah, I love a box set, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely worth a look because,
nice.
Well, like you said, Australia, we do get stiff quite a bit.
Yes.
You look at Gore. Look at all the stuff that he has. I mean, I know a lot of the stuff he does get from overseas as well. Ben Cadaver Club that was on here earlier. He has a bunch of media books, which I've got a couple, but man, they're pricey and
they are. Have you seen his?
Heavy.
Have you seen his copy of Chainsaw? It's in the giant.
Yeah.
That thing is badass, dude.
Yeah, I would love to get that, but for me to get that, or for you to get that over here, we're looking at a couple of $100 at minimum.
Yeah, at least.
Not including shipping. I sent some movies over to Gore, and he sent some movies over to me, and they're like $30 Australian to American just to send it over.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that last package you sent me wasn't cheap. And that's within Australia.
Yeah.
But I got you. I got something coming. It's going to be coming your way as soon as I get it. I'm going to get you back.
I'm looking forward to it.
Kindness war.
But yeah, I mean, I've got other ones just waiting. So wait for Christmas.
Oh, there you go. There
might be a plane drop coming over. It's like it'll be cheaper than using Australia Post.
Hot air balloon would be the best way, I think.
Yeah, until they develop teleporters.
Yep.
But
drone delivery.
That'd be so good.
It would.
Didn't they start? They started doing that in America, didn't they?
I saw a few videos of it, but there's also videos where the drone crashes and the food goes all over the place. So I don't know if it's quite ready for it yet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think technology is getting too far ahead of everyone. So we should stick with physical media and what we know.
There you go. That's the take. If you take anything away, creeps, take that away.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're talking about Skynet. You were going to mention it.
Yep.
I've got some issues with artificial intelligence at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, I just found out this morning that my Instagram is being blocked from no one. Anyone that's not following me can't see my posts.
Why?
because apparently my profile goes against community guidelines.
How?
I don't know. Can't figure it out. I put a dispute in against it, but because their guidelines are so vague and generic.
It's like because you have Ninja in it.
Well, I've had it in there for years and it's never been an issue. But I mean, it's only been since September. September, I had a post that was flagged. And then I had some during later on in September, and I haven't really posted a lot in October. But the Greasy Strangler, Torchwood, things like that, 7 Psychopaths, all got flagged.
Oh, because of the poster or type thing?
Something like that, yeah. Who knows?
Image?
Well, the only thing I can think of is because a couple of the posters had characters holding weapons.
Okay.
But, it's not like I created the poster.
Yeah, and for the amount of other junk they let be on there, that's yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's a joke. Like the amount of shit that comes through Instagram that you see, and it's like, that's, I can go to a certain hub and see that.
Exactly, dude.
But
wow.
People got to earn a living, so no judgment, of course.
No.
But yeah,
wow.
no, it's absolutely. I was wondering why my engagement was down, because a lot of the time that's where I do my promotion for my YouTube shit.
Right.
Do it through Instagram, but now it's not getting pushed out. It's like, well, but on the plus side, almost at the 1,000 mark. So
yeah, man, you're gonna get there. You'll get there soon.
A few more to go.
Yeah. Congratulations, preemptively.
Yeah. Well, I think I've noticed, and I've spoken to a couple of people about it. It's October's a very overly saturated month for horror.
Right.
Doing 31 movie reviews is just contributing to that. So it is what it is.
I think it's good though, because I don't, probably the other fans as well. Like I look forward to what's the Ninja going to have today? So it is a nice thing. I know it's hard work for you, and I would get burned out doing 31 in a row, but I do look forward to it. It is like,
I've got a week off. The minute the 31 hits, I've got a week off. It's like,
nice.
I'm just passing out for a few days.
Well earned, my friend.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, I think we'll probably start wrapping it up now.
Yeah, man.
I know you've got things on. I've got things on. Everyone's got things on.
This was fun.
But yeah, definitely. Always appreciate you coming on, having a chat, talking about movies, talk about stuff. And it was good having Keith on. Always appreciate him.
It's a good triple threat with the three of us, man.
Definitely. And I do think we should get together and do a deep dive on something someday, the three of us.
Yeah.
An interesting conversation. Because
Keith's definitely the good thing.
With his, yeah.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah. And he knows. He's probably got the movie sitting there anyway.
Yep. And it's nice hearing. It's nice hearing all the different viewpoints and different experiences, and everybody doesn't see everything the same way, but that's what's fun about it.
Yeah, definitely. It's like us. Who's your favorite Dracula? Lugosi, Christopher Lee. Everyone's got a different opinion, and what I liked about this little, the three of us talking is no one takes shit about what someone else likes.
Yeah.
It's the way it should be. So
Exactly.
Awesome having you on. Look, I'm going to let you have the last word, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right. Well, get physical media and watch Ginger Ninja movie reviews. He's going to hit 1,000 for pretty soon, and we need to do something to celebrate. Something to celebrate Ginger Ninja hitting 1,000 subs. Whatever will that be? Hey, there you go. There you go. All right. And as always, bait easy.